What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Shnootz, and I'm very excited. We're back to the tune that I was most looking forward to when I began this deep dive, a few months ago, maybe 2-3 months ago, and that is Bigmouth Strikes Again. As I explained when I began the deep dive, in the first few videos, I dated a girl like 20 years ago. It was literally like right out of high school, and one of her favorite bands by far was the Shnootz. Now, as I've come to realize, she had a sort of eclectic mix of Shnootz tunes, mostly not from the first album, or the first couple albums even, maybe one or two. But by and large, it feels like the stuff that she really listened to is either on this album or further ahead. Nevertheless, this is the track I remember most clearly. It's the tune that when we were driving around one day and she was playing it, it was a tune that made me sort of take notice, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, so who is this? Oh, this is Shnootz? Okay, this is a crazy track. The fullness of the composition, sort of the like rich, as I turned out to understand, indie rock flavor. At the time I was like, okay, so it's kind of this 80s rock, which again, I get it, they were outside the major label system, so I appreciate the significance of that. But yeah, I just remember thinking like, wow, like the darkness of the lyrics, but it's this sort of like bright, rich, rock sort of tune. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And when, even after that relationship ended, I remember making sure at some point to download, this is the early 2000s, downloading was a thing, but I remember downloading this song, and I think How Soon Is Now as well, because by that time I had heard that one and it sort of like burned into my brain as well. But bottom line, this is a tune I've known for a couple decades. I like it a great deal, and of all the Shnootz tracks going into this deep dive, this is the one that I've actually heard the most and have the most like 360 perspective on. So in any case, I still don't really claim to know exactly what the lyrics are about. Obviously there's a sort of mixture of, again, a kind of interpersonal connection, but also this violent imagery and suggestion of grave misdeeds, or at least someone deserving of severe punishment. So it feels like there's an intensity of connection, even if it has turned sour on some level. And Big Mouth is obviously a term or a phrase that could relate to either spreading gossip, or just speaking out of turn, or just always ruining things by saying the perfectly wrong thing at the wrong time. So it could be any one of those, I feel like, and I don't quite remember the lyrics as much as I remember the sonic atmosphere. So let's get it. This is the Shnootz. The tune is Bigmouth Strikes Again, and it's from the 1986 album The Queen Is Dead. Iconic.
Sweetness, I was only joking when I said I'd like to mash every tooth in your head.
That phrasing is crazy.
Oh, sweetness, sweetness, I was only joking when I said by right you should be bludgeoned in your bed. And now I know how you're about girls. Now
literally get goosebumps. I heard it 200 times. I've always wondered, what is the... There's like a vocal like behind him, but it's like... I love how he comes back in on that. like shorter than I'm remembering. Maybe it's just I'd like put it on repeat or something. Again, this is a tune like even after that relationship, it became part of my regular playlist. And it's interesting. I love How Soon Is Now. I love a number of the other tunes that I've heard along the way. But even in this moment, it feels like, yeah, that was the tune that stood out to me for a reason. So yeah, I don't know. It's hard to do definitive comparisons, especially when I'm still going through a catalog. But it may be still, to this moment, my favorite Smiths tune. I absolutely love that one. Again, lyrically, it's dark. It's there's violent imagery, but I'm still not quite sure of the specific nature or the phase of the connection between the narrator and this other person to which he speaks. But yeah, just a really greatly produced tune. Fantastic guitar, and again, there's that. I don't know if it's another vocal, maybe even another Morrissey vocal, but it sounds like it's, helium has been injected to it. Maybe I'm hearing it wrong. Maybe it's not actually a vocal, but it's some sort of, affected guitar or something. But basically, it seems like there's something behind the main vocal line, supplementing it, but in a way that sort of gives it this extra sort of elevated texture. So yeah, really cool tune. Will always love that one. Let me know what you think of it. I do apologize, Luca. I am going to have to pick you up and put you on the other chair. Seemingly this time it was not a big deal. In any case, let me know what you think. Peace.